Well, hello there, friends and RC family. My name is Alec from High Noon Hobbies, and if you're new to this channel, I very much appreciate you checking it out. I hope you will stick around, watch at least this video, see if this content seems worth your while, and then consider subscribing so that then I can say to you, if you aren't new here, welcome back to yet another Friday upload. This time we are back in another throwback video. I hope that my voice doesn't sound too scratchy or nasally for you. I actually ended up getting sick last week, and so I do apologize for skipping the first of the 2024 High Noon live stream videos, but we will be getting back to those not this week but the next week with Mike from Sons of Crawl, of course. And we're not actually throwing it back to the Three Peaks finale or the Three Peaks site of the 2022 finals, but we are throwing it back to the 2022 season. Like I said, I still have some footage from the 2023 season, but I figured it'd be kind of fun to watch a little bit more footage from the 2022 season. I realized that I recorded way too much footage from the 2022 season, and it's kind of fun to look back at, and I do think that there were a lot of fantastic competitors and, you know, different trucks than we're used to seeing from the 2023 season, and this particular site, we're actually going back to one of the qualifiers. I believe this is the second to last, or maybe this is the last qualifying round up north for the 2022 North vs. South Utah RC Crawling Championship season. We saw runs such as this run here from Cameron, some fantastic driving from Cameron. This is actually kind of what inspired the start of my Rock Pirates build for the 2023 season, was really the way that Cameron had his rig set up for 2022. So you can basically be rest assured that I'm about a year behind Cameron in terms of my build setup. This is actually also the same time that we saw this explosive endeavor right there. That was pretty fun. Completely broke that axle housing. I think that if I remember correctly, I had a loose steering component in there, and as soon as that screw came loose, it was all over. But today we're actually going to be taking a look at this beautiful truck here, and I don't think that we've seen this truck on the channel before, but you've certainly seen this driver. This is Taylor. He's representing these slut crawlers from up north, and he's going to be showing us how it's done on this course. I'm trying to remember as well, and I'll look back, and if I do have one, I'll throw a video link in the little corner, the little eye guy, up for this course, but I don't remember if we've actually seen this course on this channel before, and so I thought it'd be kind of fun to take a look back at a course that we haven't seen, and a truck that we haven't seen, this Joker themed truck. Absolutely fantastic, and Taylor just absolutely crushes it with this thing, so pretty fun to watch. But let's get right into it, as I say that we're already 50 seconds behind, hitting the first bonus already, and doing a fantastic job so far. You could see he was really starting to get to the edge of the side hill capabilities of this rig as he came up and over, and I'm going to try to get a look at what the chassis is underneath this Joker in this video, and if I do spot it, I will call it out. If not, I will make sure that a link is in the description, or we have it in the description. Unfortunately, tapping that gate on the descent, that was a nasty one for a lot of people. That was just a tough descent to maintain your control, because there was kind of, as you can see here, there's two shelves to that descent, so you really had to control your wheel speed coming down that first shelf to try to maintain composure as you came off of that second shelf where the actual gate was. Headed into gate number 5 here, you can see belly clearance is a little bit of an issue for this Joker truck, and you can see he's actually, ooh, look at that chassis. What is that? Can anyone tell what that chassis is? I can't tell off of the top of my head what that chassis is, but I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to make sure that that is in the description down below. Making gate 5 look relatively easy, just a little bit of a hang up there on the belly, and you can see that he is running D's bands. If you don't know what D's bands are those little elastic bands that are on the outside, in his case, on the outside of his shocks. It looks like he's running D's bands. I'm trying to see if he's running them on the front as well. He's definitely running them on the rear. Yeah, he's running them on the front as well. You can see there, little elastic band coming through gate number 6. That was a very nicely done there. But those D's bands, they actually basically reduce the amount of droop that you have. So they're going to prevent just a little bit of droop, and they're also going to tighten up your suspension in general just a little bit, helping you maintain composure on stuff like this. They're still going to allow for that full articulation, right? So if the rocks are pushing your wheel one direction, like if they're pushing on one side of your axle, it's still going to push that axle to its full extension on the other side. But it's not going to prevent that, but it is going to prevent if you're completely off the rock, right, and you're just letting that axle droop, it's going to restrict that droop just a little bit. This is where things get nasty in this course through this section right here. So I believe this is, if I'm not mistaken, this gate number 7 here, and this notch may not look that bad. The video really doesn't do it justice, but you can see it kind of contorts, it twists a little bit as you're coming through. So it's very difficult to maintain the correct angle all the way through this crack, right? Obviously, as we're approaching a notch, we want to try to keep as centered as possible, keep the weight as even as possible on all 4 of those tires. And through this particular notch, because it just peels off a little bit to the left, but there's a bit of a drop on that left-hand side as well, you can see that it's trying to pull that passenger side tire up and off the rocks on that front axle. So I think that was a great call there using the winch. Obviously, as we discussed in the previous video not last week, the week before, we were talking about how the winches were 3 points instead of how they were 5 points in the 2023 North vs. South series. And so obviously anytime that you have really a risky scenario like that, in the 2022 series it was a no-brainer to just go for that winch. It made perfect sense to go for that winch anytime that you were questioning it. So again, as I say that, we're questioning it. This is up to the bonus line here, this second notch. This notch isn't necessarily as nasty because it's off kilter, or because it slants to one side or the other, or because it turns as he's coming through. But it's really, that particular notch is nasty just because of the sheer verticality of it. There's a lot of ascent happening in that notch, and you could see that as his front axle started lifting, Taylor thought it was a good idea to just make sure that he was safe there and take that winch, and I think that was a very good idea. Comes through gate number 9 there at a little bit too much speed, which was not the first competitor that I saw do that. You really had to maintain your speed as you were coming through. Again, the video doesn't do it great justice, but you really had to come in through that gate number 9 at a solid angle. It wasn't just dropping through the gate, it was dropping through the gate and turning to the left. So wheel speed was your friend on that particular gate. And we can see now a -2 because he got that second bonus with the winch, and making it through with plenty of time to spare, coming in at a 5-minute and 5-second run. Excellent driving by Taylor. Thank you as always to letting us film, and that was just a spectacular run all in all. And I'll make sure that all of the info's down below. I hope that you guys enjoyed that little bit of a throwback run. Let me know what you guys want to see. Like I said, I got sick last week, so I didn't have time to sort through too much footage, but I thought it'd be fun to look back at this run and see this great driver at work there. So thank you, Taylor, for letting us watch this run, and thank you all for watching this video. This was a little bit shorter than the one last week. Let me know what types of runs do you want to see? Do you want to see more Class 2? Do you want to see more Class 3? Do you want to see some more scale stuff, some more Class 1 stuff? I've got really a great variety of footage, and if you enjoy these videos, you've made it to the end of this one, so go ahead and give it a like, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this every other week, and subsidized by live streams in the interim weeks. So we'll make sure that we have a new video of some sort coming out every single week. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. I hope you're getting out doing some scale trails, maybe some hard lines. Still working on my PT for my knee so I can get back out there soon. There's some snow on the ground, and I'd love to be doing some snow wheeling, and maybe I'll get that 3D printed ski ride snowmobile out soon. But until then, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I love y'all. Cheers.